Hello, here are some fantastic phrasal verbs when talking about work. Okay, first, please download the PDF. It will have a lot more examples, similar words, synonyms, and activities for you. So download that, it's in the description. Our first word is take on. And the meaning is to accept new responsibilities or to hire someone for a job, to find someone and pay them for the job. Some similar words are accept, hire, handle, to handle something. Let's look at some natural phrases. These are called collocations. Natural phrases that go well in English. So you take on a role, take on a project, take on more staff. So you hire more staff here. Take on extra work. You accept the extra work. Some examples. She took on a management position last year. She took on a management position last year. Position means job or role. I shouldn't have taken on so many projects. I'm overwhelmed. So I'm feeling swamped. You can say I'm swamped with lots of work, right? I'm overwhelmed means I'm feeling too stressed. It's too much. It's a good phrase. I shouldn't have taken on so many projects. I'm overwhelmed. Or I'm feeling overwhelmed. Okay, here's a question. What's a new responsibility you have recently taken on? So you can write this down in your book, on a Word document, or in the comments, and I'll reply. It's really good to practice these new phrasal verbs, right? You need to use it or you lose it. All right, next one is follow up on. Follow up on, follow up on. And it means to check on something or remind someone about it. So remind is a similar word, a synonym, same as check, to check on something, to remind someone about something. Some collocations, you follow up on an email, follow up on an email, follow up on a request. A request is like demand, but demand is very strong. A request is saying you need something. Follow up on a meeting. Follow up on a problem. These are really great phrases, okay? Examples. I need to follow up on the report. Did you finish it? I need to follow up on the report. Did you finish it? Or, I need to follow up on that email I sent yesterday. I need to follow up on that email I sent yesterday. What's something important that you need to follow up on this week at work? What things do you need to follow up on? The next one is put forward. So it means you suggest something, you propose an idea, right? You put something forward. You have your idea and you bring it forward. You're putting it forward. Here are some fantastic collocations with put forward. We have put forward a suggestion, put forward a suggestion, put forward a proposal. A proposal is like a plan or a project at work. Put forward an idea or put forward a candidate. A candidate. In America, they say candidate. In British English, we say candidate. Some examples. They put forward a proposal for the new budget, right? A budget is the money you spend on something, usually in the year. We have a yearly budget. Next is, I'd like to put forward an idea for discussion. This is a great example sentence to remember. So what's an idea you recently put forward at work or in the discussion. The next one is run through. Run through. So if you're running through something, do you think it's fast or slow? Fast, right? So the meaning is to review something or explain something quickly, all right, before a meeting or an event, something like that. Collocations, we have run through a report, run through a report, run through a plan, run through key points, run through instructions. An example, let's run through the report before the presentation. Let's run through the report before the presentation. That's quite difficult, isn't it? Run through the report. Good to practice. Run through the report. Run through the report. It is a bit difficult, isn't it? Next, I'll run through the key points quickly. You might say this when you are presenting, right? It's a good phrase to learn. I'll run through the key points quickly, then you explain the main ideas, the main points. What's something important you need to run through before a meeting? What might you need to run through? Now be careful, maybe you have heard of go through. So go through is similar. It means to review something carefully and, you know this word? Thoroughly. Thoroughly. So it focuses on detail, right? Detailed examination, and it's usually slower. Oh, it's missing it, and more detailed, okay? So go through and run through. They're similar, but run through is a lot faster. Cut back on is our next phrasal verb. Cut back on. So if you're cutting something, cut back on, you're doing something less, right? You're spending less money or reduce something in a company. For example, you might cut back on expenses, cut back on staff, cut back on spending, even cut back on travel. So some examples, we need to cut back on business trips. Do you go on many business trips? We must cut back on company expenses, right? The money the company spends on things. What's something your company or workplace has recently cut back on? Okay, write it in the comments, or you don't have to, but write it down. Try to use the phrasal verb. All right, those are your business English phrasal verbs for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're still watching this, thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.